This week's Parshas is Parshas Matos Maasei, and this week's video is sponsored in honor of all the Goldbaum July birthdays, and there's a schus for peace and geula shalema b'mheira b'chesed u'v'rachamim. Towards the end of Parshas Matos, we find a fascinating insight from the Bnei Gad and the Bnei Reuven. They come to Moshe Rabbeinu, and they say that they're rich in livestock. They have so many animals that they need a pasture. They want to have the Ever HaYarden, they want to have the land on the opposite side of the Yarden, not in Eretz Yisrael, where everyone was trying to get to for 40 years in the Midbar. They say, no, we're good. We'd rather have the land outside Eretz Yisrael, and that's good enough for us. We want to build pens for our livestock and cities for our children. Please let us do that instead of coming into Eretz Yisrael. But we'll come in, we'll help fight, we'll conquer the nations that live in Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Canaan, and then we'll come back to our families. And Moshe Rabbeinu thinks about it, and the Sforno says he actually said it to avoid machlokes, meaning he was willing to accept their request just to avoid machlokes. But Moshe Rabbeinu says to them, he says, okay, you could do it, but make sure that you keep your word and fight with the rest of the Bnei Yisrael, the ummos of the land, the nations of the land, and then come back and build cities for your children, and then you could build cities for your children and pen for your livestock. And Rashi picks up on the fact that Moshe changed around the lashon of the pasuk. The Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven, when they made their request, they said, we want to build pens for our livestock and cities for our children. First they put their animals, and only then did they mention their children. Moshe Rabbeinu was very careful in the way he reworded his response. He said, no, first build cities for your children and then pens for your livestock. Because he noted that there was some selfish background, there's some thought that unconsciously or subconsciously that they had tons of animals, yes, they had so many livestock and needed a fertile ground to raise them, but they thought about their money first, not about their children, not about the upbringing of their children. In fact, this reminds me of a pidyon haben, when the father of the child gives 5 sloim, the 5 coins to the kohen asks a very curious question to the father. He says, my boy is tzvei, what do you want more? Do you want your child back in redemption for these 5 coins, or would you rather have the 5 coins? And obviously this is a moot point for the father. No one's going to say, yeah, take the 5 coins, keep my kid and I want the 5 coins. Nobody's going to say that. But the point is that the father just had a child 30 days ago, his firstborn son. He's starting a family. Do you want to raise your child in a Torah upbringing way, in the derech of our fathers and our forefathers, on the Maasei, on the path of Yiddishkeit? Or is money more important? Is the pursuit of a livelihood going to outweigh and impact your child's life in yours? Meaning, are you going to be focused on money and your job and your work and be too busy with it to focus on your child and help raise him in a Torah upbringing? Or are you going to focus on the money? That is the point of the question. Today's day and age is a reminder of this. It's not just the Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven back then. This haunts us till today. Every single person must, we need livelihood, we need to live, we need work, we need to put bread on the table. But does that become our focus, or is our children our focus? We have to zone in and recalibrate about what is so important to us. And only then will we realize, my boy is tzvei, what is worth it more to us? Is it our job, our parnasa, our money, or is it our children? Have a beautiful Shabbos.